hey, look. Hey, look. Hey.
All right. All right. Hey, Bub. Welcome to the Dark Tank, Bub. Yeah, I hate, you know, it's me, racist Wolverine, and my black counterpart, Tom Knit.
You know what'd be funny? If you know the image of him on the bed?
Yeah,
it's just slaves. He's just holding the credit. It's him looking at a picture of just in slavery, and he's like,
Dude, you know what I just found out yesterday?
Simple.
This was so much better. I miss when I was massa. Dude, fucking okay, so yesterday I drove a couple days ago I drove to Bakersfield, and all I did there and back was just watch the original X-Men animated series to prepare for 97. I'm almost done. Dude. I'm almost done. I know. I'm so excited. So dude, I've been
X-Men
trying to
cartoon
cram.
Goes crazy towards the end. Like season 1 and 2 are good. Then season 3, 4, and 5 are just in fucking. It starts getting out of control, and I'm like, Mojo. I'm having
so much.
Whole
I'm
season
having
about the
so
Mojo world.
Much fun.
I love it.
They got the Savage Lands with Mojo is in those seasons. So much. There was a little bit of Days of Future Past, which is cool, and then they just went ham with time traveling. Which I'll say I didn't know this. So in the thumbnail of a few episodes ago, we were it was called Racist Wolverine, and I was trying to find a picture of Wolverine, just a screenshot of him looking angry towards somebody. So I found him grabbing someone, and it's just this bald dude, and it just said, "You're black," and Wolverine's calling this white guy black. And the funny thing about this thumbnail is in that episode, it's the time travel one where Wolverine and Storm are together in the future because Charles Xavier got assassinated. Mm-hmm. And so when they go back in time with Bishop and his sister, they're sitting in a bar, and that guy owns the bar, and he's fucking racist. Yeah. So the funny thing about me calling that guy black, he would hate that so much.
It's a flip. It's a flip of who was racist.
Flip. And I didn't even know. I didn't remember that was the guy.
Oh my god! I
thought that was fucking funny.
I love that show, dude. It's so fun.
It's great.
That show is what a Batman is allowed to tell people for me. People love the Batman animated series. I love X-Men 94. I thought the series was so cool. It's paced like a meth dream.
It is so funny how based it is. Nothing gets to breathe. There are some really sad moments. There are some really, really sad moments that you would.
It's really sad, and then it just we don't got time to mourn them. Let's go. And Wolverine's Morph just died. Guys, can we get a second?
To be fair, he got to punch Cyclops, and that was the most mourning he got to do. There was Charles Xavier, what's her name? I think it's Lilandra or some shit or whatever.
The Shi'ar girl, right?
Yeah. So there was their whole connection and stuff, and then there was no time to really even focus on their connection, and then immediate loss. And it was just I think a quick little tear shed by her, and then Xavier just put his head down for a second, and then that's it. And I'm like, damn, you didn't really get to feel the emotions.
Don't got time for that, dude.
Dude, bro. So, okay, Wolverine and Storm being together. By the way, Chris is dead.
Oh yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris. I don't know. He got shot. But continue.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, rip nigga. So Storm and Wolverine are together. They have those time bands on, so they're outside of space time. You know, they're outside of the time. Once it gets turned off or runs out of power, they're gonna not exist because they fixed the future. Bishop tells them, "You guys only have about 2 days until it runs out of power." Nigga, I kid you not. 10 seconds later, they kiss and turn off their bands. And I'm like, what? You had 2 days to be together. They were all sad because they were going to not exist. And then just turn their bands off immediately when they had 48 hours. I was laughing so hard.
They're fucking fearless, bro. They're fearless, bro. They're fucking fearless. Dude, they're like, yo, I'm going to die. I dictate that. And then bam.
Fuck that shit. Dude. They were so sad when they found the news out, and they hugged and kissed. Wolverine said something like, "Don't leave me," or don't let go, nigga. And then all of a sudden, then they just pressed the thing, and I'm like, you had more time, 2 days, whatever. I just thought proving your point about the pacing. That they just like, nah, we ain't got time for that shit.
It's paced like a nightmare. Freaking the whole entire episode where when Nathan shows up and he's just a cunt. He is just a dickhead. I love how much of a piece of shit Cable. So out of all my X-Men, my 3 favorite X-Men are Cable is like 3rd. I would say number 1 is Kurt. I love Nightcrawler. He's like my favorite.
He's awesome.
Character from that series.
Just past that episode where they introduced him.
Oh, when they found him in Germany?
Episode. Dude, hold on. Okay, so I've talked about this since I was a little kid, and how much Wolverine is nerfed in that show for obvious reasons.
Oh, 100%.
They have to nerf him for his healing powers, and also obviously he can't slash the shit out of people because it's a kid show.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he'll extract his claws, and then he'll either get hit by a beam or somebody will throw something at him. He doesn't get to kill anybody. The one time they at least gave him free swinging is obviously knowing that Nightcrawler is so agile he wouldn't be able to touch him. Dude, never in all of the entire other seasons, I'm in season 4, he is slashing at fucking Nightcrawler, like trying to kill him like never before anybody else. And then he almost got him, and then he disappears and he stabs the cloak that he was wearing.
Yeah.
You never, in all of the episodes prior, he's only slashed Mr. Sinister or robots.
And Apocalypse.
But he can't hurt Apocalypse, so it doesn't matter. Just like he can't hurt Omega Red, so it's fine if he tries to slash him too.
That's true.
But like anyone who can actually truly be hurt by it or killed never gets to do it. And then Nightcrawler could be killed by it, but knowing that he's too agile, they let him go ham, and he is. It was almost frightening seeing it because you never got to see him do that
like,
before.
He's gonna get him if he nicks him. That's it. Wolverine is crazy, dude. I freaking they nerf the show is such a I love you to the who is it? I forget is the guy's name. The big Arthur of that era of X-Men, the 90s era of X-Men. I forgot his name. Chris Claremont. Yeah. It's such a big love you. I go to Chris Claremont's like era of X-Men, and I think it's so fucking cool that they're bringing that era back because we get to see all those characters. And like 97, you haven't watched it. I'm not gonna spoil anything major for you, but 97 is like it's first of all they fixed the pacing a lot.
I imagine they did.
They did a lot. They like slow it down. Like there's still a lot of stuff happens, but they slow it down, and it's like all right, we can get to enjoy this. There are moments we have to sit in things. But the thing is that so many episodes are 2-part episodes still. So you get a lot of exposition in this one episode. And you're like, there's a lot. Like with the first episode, I watched the series, but I didn't watch it for a little bit. And I'm like, oh shit, a lot happened at the end of the last series. I just kind of like, all right, well, bye on this really extreme note. And I'm like, what's going? Did you wait? What episode are you on? Did you see them go to Africa yet, or did Apocalypse show up yet for you? They did, right? He shows up in the beginning of season 1.
Oh yeah, Apocalypse showed up in like the second season or the end of the first season,
right? And they beat him, and then he disappears. Did he show up again yet?
Yeah. So the next time he showed up for me, they whooped his ass in a ship that was alive. The ship was somebody programmed that ship to feel pain too, because it. Oh, and to be, you want to talk about pacing? So Hank McCoy, right? So Beast, has a fucking 10-minute relationship with this ship.
Yeah, that's my second favorite character is Beast.
And then like Beast is amazing in the show. I love how consistent he is too, with never shutting the fuck up about being like at any point. Even when he's like being threatened with like he's about to die, he's still poetic. He still needs to be like, instead of just turning into an animalistic like I'm gonna scream because I'm frightened or something. No, he's
like,
still.
Well, that is quite the event. Like this man 100%. Once said, this man once said, "You never know what's coming until it happens." And I'm like, I love you.
Waldo Emmerich said, and he's literally about to get his head blown off. And I'm like, bro,
get mad, bro, get angry.
Do something. And then he's still like. Dude, and how skillful he is too. Like, say, so Morph, he's ready to come back to the. Oh wait, let me finish this relationship. The ship is helping them defeat Apocalypse. Mm-hmm. It's a back and forth. The ship gets blown up and stuff. The ship groans and moans. It's feeling pain, I guess, as the ship's getting fucked up, which I feel like is really fucked up for somebody to program something to feel pain. And then as it's about to like explode or whatever, Hank and them have a moment and Hank's crying and shit. And I'm like, nigga, you just met this thing and you're crying like you've had a relationship with them for years. It's so funny how they just fucking just marathon emotions and connections. Dog, it's so funny. I love it.
Rapid fire. It's rapid fire. It's insane. It's like what was so going on in the 90s, dude? What is happening?
It really kind of, it almost seems built for the generation now that's like TikTok or the Vine experience. I can watch it only because I know what's going on. Like, I have an idea what's going on. Because like if I get up and like your phone rings, right? You look at your phone, like that's it. You're gonna look at me like, why are they in Madripoor? Like, what's going on? When they get to Madripoor? Why is everybody so mad at each other? Like, the fact that Wolverine gets out the plane and punches... He gets out the plane, walks up the Cyclops, and just duffs him one. I'm like, bro, you were in the plane the whole time waiting to do that. You were sitting down in the plane that whole flight back to New York. I'm gonna punch this motherfucker in the stomach as soon as we fucking land. Well, everybody's trying to calm down. When after that happens, Cyclops... I gotta say, Cyclops... in that series has the best voice acting in my opinion. Because I'm watching it right now, and that voice actor, don't know the guy's name, but the way I feel his emotion whenever he's doing anything, when Jean's freaking out, whenever he's having an existential crisis about whatever his being an orphan and all this stuff, meeting Corsair. And finding out this stuff, the pace in that was hilarious too, where he finally finds out and then immediately Corsair calls him son immediately because he just found out too, and he's like, "Don't you ever call me that!" And like just with the anger and vigor that like I would totally understand how somebody in the position would be. I was like, "Damn, this feels real." And then just like 30 minutes pass. And then he's already calling him dad, or he's calling him dad condescendingly, dad. And it's just a wild ray of emotions that would happen probably over a year.
The idea
in one episode.
The idea of his whole story is insane. His dad and mom were in a plane, and like his brother and him got ejected out. Scott hit his head. He lost control of his powers, and then like there's more to the story. Technically, what happened is the Shi'ar capture his mom and dad. His dad escapes. His mom was pregnant. And they rip out the other baby. So there's 3 Summers babies. There's Scott, there's Nathaniel, there's Scott, and then there's No. Havoc is what is Havoc's real name?
I actually kind of forgot. I was trying to think of it. I was like, wait, I know this. I've always known this, and then it just went out of my head.
What's Havoc's real name?
I kind of forgot. No, not even kind of. I've always known this though.
Adam?
Let's
Alex?
see.
Alexander.
It's Alex.
Alexander,
it's
yes.
Alex.
Alexander
it's
Summers.
Alex.
So there's Alex, there's Scott, and then there's there's
Nigga.
There's Nigga Summers.
Nigga Summers.
That is crazy. No, what's his name? His name is no, what is oh my god.
That seems like a normal name in the Shi'ar Empire.
Shut the fuck up. It's insane, nigga.
What? Can I even say your name?
His name is Gabriel. Gabriel, there you go.
What is wrong with my name, Scott? I don't think I can say it. That's not.
Look, all the shit we've been through. I can't go and say that word. I can't do that. Look, man.
Are you that ashamed of me, brother? Are you that ashamed you can't even say my name?
Say my goddamn name. Say my name.
On Earth, we Okay,
on Earth, your name means something extremely derogatory. Extremely derogatory to a certain group of people. On Earth, does my name mean mutant? No, it doesn't mean mutant. I think they were actually around first, but it's a lot to unpack. What's your superhero name? The nigga. All right. All right, brother.
Brother. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I'm just calling you brother now.
All right, now that we're done gushing over how great X-Men is. You guys should really watch it. Seriously, give it a watch. 97 on Disney Plus. It's really fun. The original series is also very good time as well.
You got to watch both. I would imagine you got that's why
it picks up. It picks up at the end of the original series.
Yeah, because I I remember quite a bit of the original, but I want to have everything fresh in my mind. Just in case there's something that I missed. That's why I'm almost done with it, because there's 5 seasons, so I'm almost done. I'm at the end of the 4th season, and shit's getting weird.
I gotta say, I think the best portrayal of a character in that series is by far Magneto. Magneto is fucking amazing in that series.
Magneto's great. He's just a god. He's a god. He's just like he comes in. He's like, I'm going to do whatever I want, and I'm gonna do some wild shit and leave. I just gotta say, his voice is too like. So
cartoonish.
Like he's a complex character, and his voice is way too sinister for me. That's the only problem that I have.
That's true.
He's a very complex, but he's the way that his voice he talks. I'm like, I was like, this nigga's pure evil, but he's not. So giving him that type of voice, it's unlike, say, you give a nigga named Mr. Sinister and the way he talks. Okay, that makes sense. Everything about Mr. Sinister makes sense. His name is Mr. Sinister. He's one of the most evil-looking people ever. I'm like, perfect.
Mr. Sinister looks Mr. Sinister looks like like if you showed a baby a screenshot of Sinister, they'd be like, that's a bad guy. You could point him out of you can profile the fuck out of him, and you'd be right. You'd be like, that guy's up to no good. Keep him away from babies. Keep him away from women. He
never had a chance.
And it's like damn. Yeah,
is
you're
there
right.
An origin story for this dude? Because like
Nathaniel sucks.
Did he look that evil forever? Like I wonder about that. Like, is he a kid with spikes in his teeth and he just looks like that? Kind of in the way that, like, say, Nightcrawler, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like, he just looked like evil to people because that's what they think, like, demons look like or whatever. But then there's Mr. Sinister. What was Baby Sinister like?
He was
I kind of want to know about that.
Nathaniel was a human.
Are you sure?
He was a human at first. He did a fuck ton of tests on himself to make him like that.
to make
himself look like a nightmare. I guess he was like, this is the best bet. This is perfect. I love this version of myself.
I want. This is what I was going for.
But give it a watch. Give it a watch, guys. For sure. You guys will. If you guys don't like it, it's Marvel stuff, but it's not MCU Marvel stuff. It is what Marvel was when we were younger, where it was like a lot of character stuff, really, really funny scenarios, high octane pacings, very entertaining. Give it a watch. Yeah. Speaking of that, they're also doing did you hear about the Spider-Man releases? They're putting the Spider-Man movies back in theaters starting next week, I think.
Which ones, the Marvel Disney ones?
All of them. So next week they're gonna start. There's gonna be Spider-Man 1's gonna be the 15th. Then the 22nd will be Spider-Man 2. The 29th, Spider-Man 3 will be in theaters. And then the next week it'll be Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then the Marvel ones. They're all going to be in theaters again. I'm going to go see Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 in theaters again for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm definitely not seeing
1 and 2.
I'm not seeing the other ones. I'm okay
I don't care about... Dude, I'm gonna be honest, and I don't know how you feel, but particularly the Amazing ones, I'm like, okay, whatever. They're whatever to me. But the Marvel Disney run, I don't care about it. And what I mean by I've only seen each movie once, and I've had no desire to see them again. And not like I feel like they're bad. I just don't care about them. I don't know how you feel.
Homecoming.
Yeah?
I like Homecoming. I think Homecoming's fine relative to the universe it's in. I think it's a fine movie. And then the second one's bad, and the third one's really bad, but it has everyone in it. Like when you take a step back from the third one, you take a step back from like the nostalgia and seeing Andrew and Tobey, and you're like, I like them as Spider-Man. And you realize that Spider-Man was like, instead of talking to a college, he went to Doctor Strange first. And I'm just like, what? What? Spider-Man's a genius. He, instead of going and be like, hey, college, I made a mistake. Can you let my friends in, or can you let me in still? He was like, Doctor Strange, use your magic to change reality. And it's just like
dumber than like hey, could you magic this away, please? Like, no, that's not
someone
Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man did that. It's like, what? Peter would be like, I'm not gonna use magic because that's dangerous.
No, of course not.
It's
yeah,
insane,
they made him
dude.
a complete moron right there. That 100%.
Like I have my problems with the Raimi Spider-Man movies, But Raimi is undoubtedly a fan of the early Spider-Man stuff, and you can see that in the movies. You can't take that away from him. I think he made his own choices and liberties, but that's someone that knows the world of Spider-Man. You know, what the characters he's around, the story he was around, and I think he does a very good job. You can tell where he doesn't know things anymore because he makes Venom come out of a meteorite, and that's when he's like, all right, this is not what happens. He's like, I'm just gonna use, I don't know Venom, I'll use what happened in the fucking 90s cartoon because I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah, just try to make
He's like, I don't know who this guy is, so totally. I guess he's like, I know who Doc Ock is, I know who Green Goblin is, but I know who Salmon is. I don't know who the fuck this is. An alien?
Yeah, it's alien.
Is
whatever.
An alien? That's stupid. He's probably saying that the whole time. This is dumb. I'm gonna get this check though. And then he made the movie.
I'm gonna get this check. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was like the old ones. I don't think I have rose-colored lenses when I watch them. I understand what they are, and I still enjoy them.
Oh, I love those movies. They're fucking fun.
Especially the third one is, when you push back, and we've talked about this before, you push back the initial disappointment, and then you can enjoy it for exactly like, oh, this is extremely wacky and campy. Then you can enjoy it for what is the same thing. When I was a kid, I didn't really enjoy Batman and Robin. You know, the Schumacher's Batman and Robin. I thought that shit fucking pissed me off. Especially, I thought Batman Forever was pretty good. As I'm older, it's not that good as I thought it was. But Batman and Robin, I like Batman and Robin better than Batman Forever now because Batman and Robin, because I understand exactly what it is. It is it's campy bullshit. It is more akin to the 60s fucking show than anything else. And looking at it through that lens, you'll completely understand why everything's so wacky, why Mr. Freeze is saying a one-liner every time he's on screen. Fucking just everything about it is just silly bullshit, and it's not supposed to be taken seriously. And from that lens, I'm like, I enjoy this movie for what it is. But as a kid, when I watched Batman Forever with the more serious tone to it, not as serious as, Batman Returns or the other one, but like I was like
first
confused.
Batman and Batman Returns, he was murdering people, bro.
He killed a lot of people.
In the first Batman movie with who was the first Batman? It was what's his name?
Keaton.
Keaton was killing niggas, dog. He was murdering dudes.
They wanted to be more like, well, surely somebody like this would kill people. Surely somebody like this wouldn't have a problem.
He's a sociopath in that one, dude. He's like super charismatic as Bruce Wayne. He's like,
full of people.
He's like, hey, I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm fucking upbeat and all that shit. And then at nighttime, I turn into this criminal murderer, and I'm just like, yo, this guy is crazy, dude.
I mean, it makes sense, and like, so that's why I've always liked Thomas Wayne in his universe where he survives. He makes more sense. Like say, I understand the insanity of the real Batman, where he thinks he's moral and just by not killing people, and it's this fine line of like, you're insane. You are beating up so many people and doing so many things and not killing the people that would stop a lot of of violence, the perpetual violence.
I think
it's nice. It's nice because
there's so much that falls up. Like I am a superhero lover. I love superheroes.
Yeah,
but so much of it falls apart when you give it any thought. The only one that makes sense is kind of just Superman. That's just it. Like when you think about it, like on a step back lens, Superman is a person that came from a better society, a better world. He's better humans at everything for the most part, and he chooses to protect humanity. That's kind of it. He's so allegory for Christ or whatever it is. Yeah, but that's what he is, right? The fact that Batman is a billion trillionaire and he thinks what he's doing at night is better than, I don't know, putting money back into the area he lives in to make it a better place.
But isn't that real shit, though?
Huh?
Isn't that real shit, though? Don't you think? That, like, that is what would actually happen? A rich person wouldn't really be better than humanity?
If Elon Musk got the technology and the training to do shit like that, he'd do some fucking dumb shit like that. He'd end up dead. Definitely.
That's the big difference.
Someone would get him. Someone would some dude would just take a blower out and bang him one time, and they'd be like, oh, I got him. I hit him in his face. I hit him where his mask didn't protect his face. That's
the big difference. The League of Assassins Like Batman having the training of a ninja.
The fact that League of Assassins even exists, bro. Like, it's just much crazy shit that is like, what is going on, dude?
Of course. I'm just like trying to rationalize Batman, and the only reason he wouldn't die, like say the second night, like say Arkham Origins. I like that game, but Arkham Origins would be like if it's a real person dead that night. He's dead. He's dead.
He's done. He's dead. They put him through the gauntlet so crazy. And then he had to fight Deathstroke too at that night as well. He would have died.
He's fucking dead.
The fact that Batman beats Deathstroke ever is like... Isn't Deathstroke... Deathstroke kicks cars at people. Like, what the fuck am I looking at, dude?
That has always been my problem with Batman. That he's so OP for no... He's just written OP. And I'm a little kid recognizing this. I'm a kid... watching the animated series and being like, "Oh, is he gonna get got?" And then you start becoming aware. No, he's gonna find a way out of this somehow, and then it becomes less interesting.
For me,
he's
it's like
too good.
It's just I don't know, man. Like I love superheroes, but I'm just like I love Spider-Man. Like I love Spider-Man. I love all the Spider-Man. Like I love all of them. I obviously have a particular connection to Miles. He's literally the same ethnic background as me. And I love Peter because Peter is the guy that's my hero. You know, a guy I grew up with. But anybody that's like Peter Parker's Spider-Man and Miles, and it's like, dude, if you love Spider-Man, you would want Peter Parker to retire being Spider-Man, go fix his life and let Miles do it. If you love Peter so much, why is he still doing all that shit? Miles is better than him. Just go let this little young blood do it. He can be a mentor or whatever. He can use his genius brain that he's had for, I don't know, decades and do something useful. Go work with Tony or Reed and create something worthwhile and then have a good life. And everybody's like, but that's not Spider-Man.
See, that's the problem, though.
Spider-Man.
You're recognizing that.
And it's like, that's so stupid. So you like watching this poor guy suffer.
Yes. What can you do for me? What can you do for me? It's not about, I don't care about you. What can you do for me? Entertain me, and I don't care about your well-being.
I'm like, dude, I'm just like, that's crazy. I said, clearly I'm not autistic. Because I'm like, for me, I'm like, nah, dude, go, let him thrive. Go, get out of there. Let this little black kid suffer a little bit until he's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. The cops tried to kill me way too many times, man. One cop looked at me, stared at me for like 20 seconds and shot at me, bro. He didn't even know who I was. He just looked.
Look, man, I will say this is the inherent problem. It's not a problem. It's a problem when it comes to consumption. That when you have these singular characters that are so good and they're written so well for what they are, people don't want anything else. When you can build a team, like say for example, like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is a team of people, and there's a lot of different people you can choose from. So even if some people are gone, like, you can still attach yourself to another person. Like, say, obviously, us being black, we probably gravitate a little more towards Zach.
Zach, yeah,
the Black Power Ranger. Like, cool. He was gone eventually, a lot of people left, but, like, there was still some cool-ass niggas around. Like, say, Tommy stayed around for a while longer, and I'm like, I can enjoy some Tommy. I can at least not feel so fucking like, oh, he's gone, I don't care about anything else, because there was an entire team built around. So now that when people try to be like, all right, it's time for Miles to take up the mantle of Spider-Man, there's so many people that are just like, no, they start turning into babies. They're like, but like, say if there was a team of Spider-Man from the very beginning, you had your favorite, but you probably liked all of them to a certain extent.
I think that's, so I understand. That's clearly what it is, right? Yeah, you're right. That's clearly what it is. People have their particular connections to characters, right? For me, it's just like, let our man rest. Just let blood sleep.
I don't disagree.
Let him. His life has been so bad for so many years. He's been juggling. Like, just let him. Let this other character try. Like, let him go do his thing.
Hey, let me ask you something. I just thought of this right now. So in the same like type of subject, God of War. A lot of people were annoyed with Atreus, for example, when you had to control him. Do you think I know some people would criticize this, what I'm about to say, but do you think most people would be okay with if Atreus was just a miniature version of like he was still, you know, a master with like the blades and like he had like say he was just a miniature version but an agile version. Do you think people would have accepted that if he wasn't completely different? Do you think like say people would have been more accepting if he was
at that moment? What's the point of even having Atreus at that moment? You know, if he's just mini Kratos, like, what's the point of having him? Like I didn't have a problem controlling Atreus. I just hated that first part of controlling him. That first like I feel like part was horrible. That was a terrible part. It was just like, this is really annoying. I have no problem with this character. I like that he uses bows. I like that he summons his animals. I like that he turns into the wolf. I think that's all cool because it's different. But the thing is that I'm a character where like
I have no problem.
If you change something, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother change. It bothers how well the change is implemented. That is for me what it is. I don't mind. I guess like when Thor was a girl, I didn't mind that because the story with Thor being a girl was good. I didn't mind when Wally West became Flash because Wally was cooler than Barry. You know, I didn't care about I didn't like Guy Gardner. Right, if I'm being very honest, I don't like Guy Gardner very much. He's a redhead. I don't know very many people my friend, but no, I know from some homies that love him, but they're redheads. So they ride for their homie, you know. So I respect that. But I like John too because John is cool. John's mentality is cool. I prefer Hal. Don't get me wrong, but I think John's cool, right? Like I love Peter. It's interesting. I love Peter, but I also like Miguel O'Hara. I also like Ben Reilly.
Oh, forget about that that wetback, whatever.
You don't fuck. That's crazy. Chill. It's wild. It's wild. He probably drinks piss. He probably drinks piss too.
You know that nigga drinks piss. Of course he does.
Guzzles piss too. But
that was the first. On the first comic that he was on, the first page, he had a fucking 2 liter of piss, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, and I was, like, I just ignored it. I was like, okay,
it. And I'm like, why is? I thought that was a beer. That's pee. That's pee. But what do you call it? I don't know. I don't mind characters changing things because I think that's fine. You know, I think it's fine for characters because it makes sense. You know, I understand usually time doesn't move in most universes. Obviously, things don't go anywhere, but I think it makes sense that eventually someone gives up their title. I didn't mind when Sam Wilson became Captain America. That didn't bother me. Yeah, didn't bother me when Shuri became Black Panther. Those things eventually turn back. They always come back to the characters that's the main character.
They're gonna come back.
Becoming their thing,
Let me ask
obviously.
Here's the thing though. You are way too tolerant. It's almost like I'm asking the wrong person actually.
Yeah, because I don't mind that.
Because you're not. I guess I'm more curious the people that, because I in my perception I feel like most of the people that are angry they're not actually mad. I think they're being kind of told to be mad. The only thing that I even, because I feel like a lot of people just don't have a mind of their own. Like, unfortunately, like say you can, like say, you know how you've heard recently people on the conservative line, they're complaining about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So the thing is, we know this has been a thing for a long time, and this is what I've heard. Like, this is just for example. Whenever I hear somebody say something like this, like, you know, because DEI would also encompass, like, women as well. Like, oh, putting women in blood, or let's give them more opportunities and all this stuff. And so people would say, oh, it's obvious. But the thing is, it's not. Because somebody like, you know, Alien, like, say, when you talk about Ripley, if you want to be technical, that is DEI. Because that story was written for a man.
Oh, what?
That was meant. Ripley was not written for Sigourney Weaver or a woman.
It's one of
those things. Yeah, it got changed, and then it worked so well, and they did Aliens and stuff. There's so many examples throughout time of this, like the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, when they got fucking Starbuck, you know, they got fucking a Katie Sackhoff instead of a dude, and that dude bro happened to turn into a chud that was mad about that shit. Actually, he was mad that his character got turned into a woman because these people are always crying. They've been crying forever. You have these examples of it working well.
What bothers me is that the diversity thing, it's not. There are moments where change is done stupidly, right? And I agree.
Of course.
It's stupid change, right? But what happens is it's because for so long there was no other thing than a certain kind of demographic of like heroes, white man. All we're doing now is just letting other people exist in other roles. That's it. This world is way more diverse than it's ever been. So obviously it's going to be different people taking different roles, being involved in different things. That's just going to be the nature of how things work, you know? Obviously, that's just the nature of the beast, you know. At once upon a time, a place only spoke one language. Now, a bunch of places have different languages they speak, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, things are going to change. Things are going to move forward. So, like, when you see like a character, like, oh, we're gonna make this character change it, like in game, like House of Dragons. Have you watched House of Dragons yet?
I watched the season. Yeah.
House of Dragons. They made the Valerians black people, right?
Oh, the niggas. Yeah.
I read the books. They're definitely not black.
Of course they're not.
Definitely not black people in it. But what happens is, in the books, Valerians look exactly like Targaryens. They are there's no visible difference between them. I heard some dude in the comics, some dude was wilding about them being black and having dragons. He was like, dragons would never obey them. That's impossible. There's no way. I was like, yo, dude, breathe, dude. Like, you gotta calm down. And it's like, I think that's a little weird, because the story, with the greater context of the world of Game of Thrones, the people that are black are from a particular place. So why the fuck are there black people in Valeria? That's where my brain is just like, that doesn't make sense. All black people have Valerian blood? Or like,
some people would counter argue that, and actually, your friend, so me, Chris, and Jalen, we all went to Vegas like in 2019, and Jalen brought up an interesting point of why like Game of Thrones bothered him. I kind of disagreed with him, but I understand his point of view. But like, say, because Game of Thrones is supposed to be historical fiction. It's obviously fiction because there's fucking dragons and magic in it. But it's also like historical fiction. Exactly. It's like, no, what? So, but his argument is, since there is bullshit like that in there, they really could do whatever they want. And so the thing is, he didn't like that the niggas in the show happen to play that one unfortunate role, essentially, where they didn't have any power in that show because of the historical fiction nature of it. But he's just arguing like, it doesn't have to be that way. So I imagine Jalen would be okay with the Valerians having, some nigga blood or whatever, because you can do whatever you want. And I have to argue with him, or not argue in favor of saying, when I watch House of Dragons, I thought it was good.
I like it because the black people aren't terrible. That's what makes me happy. Because the Targaryens suck and the Valerians are like sensible. So it's like, this makes me happy seeing black people not be insane.
And like the most important thing, did it ruin the quality of the show? Like, in my opinion, it didn't. Like, in my opinion, I watched that season, and I'm not the hugest Game of Thrones fans because I didn't read. I read like a part of a book when I was a kid and didn't understand it because it was
not for kids.
Well, also I didn't read it in order because I'm an idiot. I was a dumb kid. There was a song by Jedi Mind Tricks called "A Storm of Swords" that I love that song. I fucking love Jedi Mind Tricks.
Not the one you read first.
But since I made the connection, the Song of Ice and Fire, I didn't know. I just saw that shit in a store, and I was like, dude, that's that fucking song. So that's what that song must be about. Of course, it's not even about that either. It's just like, I'm a dumb kid. You can't expect me to think correctly. I'm just making connections. So, and I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck is happening. So of course I put it down. I was like, I didn't do any research into it. I didn't care. Anyway, but it's just one of those things that I'm not being the biggest fan, but watching that, and I was like, that was really good. I know enough that these niggas shouldn't be niggas. That's fine. I'm all good. I remember Chris making a comment about in the Halo series where that one I don't know, the colonel, general guy, whoever.
It's not a black man. It's a black man now.
Yeah, he's not a black man. So, and he was saying when it comes to like these characters that are super iconic, it's like, did you have to do that? To me, it's a conversation. Because, for example, maybe for that character, since I don't really care about him particularly, I wouldn't give a shit. But then, if you turn Spawn white, if you turn Al Simmons white, for example, I would have a fucking problem with that.
Well, the thing is that when you don't change major things about characters, that's the thing. You don't change major parts of characters' character. Like if you make a Blade movie and Blade's white, it's like, huh?
That yes, you see that would
like
be
what's going on?
Yes.
Or you make a fucking
that's a good point.
But at the same time, it's like, does a character's sex have to be a major part of their character? And when it's not, is it okay to change it? That's a question that needs to be spoken on.
it's an interesting question, right? I would say there's no definitive answer. That's kind of what it comes down to, because it really does depend on who it is.
Right? Like I'm happy if in Game of Thrones, the show, unfortunately, the black characters, they're often, the way it was written, they're often not terrible. That is the thing. George R. R. Martin made a very serious effort to like let the most fucked up people in that world be the whitest motherfuckers. They suck. Like the Lannisters are fucking animals, and those are definitely not black people, you know, like they're
dude. They imagine if they were. How do you think this series would have went?
It would have went over very well with a certain group of people. A certain demographic would have really loved it.
Imagine if Joffrey, bro. Imagine if Joffrey was
a black person. Damn, dude.
I want a crystal ball, dude. I want a crystal ball.
To see I think you want to see that. I think you think you want to see that.
I curiously, what's the evil curiosity? Not the evil, but like I want to see how dark humanity can get. I want to see that lens.
I think we've seen glimpses of it already, and things ended very bad in this world. Like we've seen glimpses of evil, and the reality. Let's just say there's millions of less of the same person as Jesus walking around with just simple glimpses of darkness that go on for like maybe less than 10 years. Imagine like just centuries of evil in this world. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't want it to ever happen, but sometimes I just want to see, like I had a what if machine, like in Futurama, and then you just get
you're like, no, and you back up. You're like, oh, bad, damn.
Dog, what if Lee Harvey Oswald was black? Like, what would that have done? What would that have done to Black America? Can you imagine? What would that have done, bro?
Why would he be black, though?
Well, just because it's just a what if machine. There's no logic in it.
Why would he do that if he was black?
Well, so here's the thing. The actual, it could be anybody. And I feel like, cause from a lot of people think that Lee Harvey Oswald was a patsy. He was radicalized. He was radicalized. I think he spent some time in Russia. I think so. He was like kind of being radicalized, anti-capitalist, blah, blah, blah. If I remember correctly, I could be getting this wrong, but from what I remember, I think he was radicalized. People speculate that he was a useful idiot and a patsy. I feel like it would be very easy to unfortunately radicalize someone who's disenfranchised against, like you're living here and they obviously fucking hate your guts. You got the Jim Crow and all this shit, the civil rights and all, like lack of civil rights. And then they're trying to do a movement. Maybe a way to be like, you do this for me, we're going to set your people free. And some poor soul believing this. And so in this scenario, and now all of that shit's put on niggas, man. Imagine what the fuck that would do. Like that is some disastrous shit. And luckily that it didn't go down that way. Imagine.
That's scary.
It almost lets you know that,
that's
like, all right, people.
Thought. That makes me feel really uncomfortable.
I gotta say this. Maybe it also even makes me think less of it being a conspiratorial, because think about it. If you're one of these evil white people doing all these conspiracy theories, you want to take out Kennedy. Well, wouldn't you point it on the niggas? Wouldn't you put it on them? So it almost makes me think it's less of a conspiracy theory than it actually is. If you feel me, if you understand what I'm saying.
I just don't think you could be able to find a nigga. Well, no. Have you heard of? That's what I mean. Have you heard of Judas and the Black whatever it is? That story that there was this guy, one of the original leaders of the Black Panthers. He was there was this black dude that was gonna go down for some like pretty huge charges, and they had him infiltrate the Panthers and systematically give him information to like destroy the party group. And it was led by this one particular guy. I forgot its name. Daniel Kaluuya acts as him, but they gave him information to kill that man. And the guy gives an interview. He gives an interview talking about it. Like the first public interview he gave about it, he gave an interview and he killed himself right afterwards because all the guilt. Understood like how much he hurt his own people.
Rushing.
And he was just like, "Damn, I really suck." And he just took his life right afterwards. What is his name?
I don't know about this.
Judas and the Black. I think it's Judas and the Black Messiah is the name of the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Judas and the. Oh, so it's like it's a movie. So I want to watch a documentary on this because I'm not Judas.
Judas and the Black Messiah, and it's played by Billy O'Neill was a guy's character. So what happens is
this is
Fred Hampton. Do you know who Fred Hampton is?
Yeah, so there's a lot of fucking Yeah, and I know exactly who Fred Hampton is. This is star-studded cast. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, very star-studded. Very, very star-studded.
I didn't even. What the fuck is this? I didn't
good
even.
Good fucking movie too. Very good fucking movie.
I don't even remember this being a thing. Like this,
it came out during early COVID. Height of COVID. That's why.
It said 2021.
So it didn't get a chance to hit the theaters the proper way. But yeah, dude, that whole story is
97% Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic 84. Okay,
it's a serious movie. Homie gave that speech. He gave that interview. He was talking about it and everything like that. And he was like, "You guys don't understand what I was going through. You don't understand what I was trying to avoid." And it's like, nah, dude, you're like the most evil kind of nigga, dog. You're like one of the worst kinds of people.
And then he just like bazookaed his head off after the interview. He just got like a bazooka. And he
he shot the bazooka at the floor, but he used the flaming kickback to burn his face off. He used the ignition to melt his head away.
What a way to go.
So it blows up the floor and he still will die, but he just hurts himself a bit more by it.
Oh my god, what a way to go. That is inventive. That's I like that.
All right, guys, we're gonna do some questions. This time me and Derek are gonna do some questions. If you guys wanna, send us questions, don't forget to go to patreon.com/the you give us $5 a month your episodes, $5 a month, get your questions read on the podcast. So remember,
ad-free early episodes for the $1
for sure. Yes, the ads. So look, guys, so here's people complain about us having ads, right? Unfortunately for us, we have families. We gotta eat. We gotta pay bills.
We gotta eat, nigga.
So I'm sorry about that. But for $1 a month, you guys will get early access to ad-free episodes.
Yeah,
that's $1 a month. And if you don't have it, we understand.
Yeah, shut the fuck. Yeah, everybody's got $1, nigga. Everybody's got $1.
Stop. Some people are struggling, and some people choose not to, and that's a prerogative, right? But
when I'm struggling, look at. No, I'm not. I will not. I will never give that to somebody. I would never. Well, I understand there's people that are like, I would rather withhold my dollar for some of the things. But here's the thing: at my poorest, nigga, I have struggled so many years as an adult. At my poorest,
oh fuck, dude,
my bitch, my bum
you're
ass.
Telling me, bro. I know. I've remember when I slept in the living room, bro?
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna say this about myself. I have this experience. Even at my poorest, I still somehow figured out how to buy video games. They were used, but I was still fine. I was still finding out how to go to Taco Bell and all this shit. So even though I'm poor as fuck, I was 100% living under the poverty, making less than $20,000 a year easily. I still had enough to enjoy a little bit of things, and I 100% have enough to give a podcast a love $12 a year. I 100%, because I did it. There are still some podcasts that I supported from back in 2012 and all this shit, being a broke ass motherfucker. And I'm just saying, I know it can be done. And some people don't want to hear that shit, but it's bro, come on. I know I've done it so many times. I've given away money to homeless ass niggas because I'm all right, I see you're hungry and you're not actually trying to do some weird shit. I'm gonna give you this because you need it more than me. I mean, I'm just saying.
For me, that's the thing for me. That's why I never people are just get on welfare. And I'm like, look, dude, there's a mother out there that actually needs this money for welfare. There's some woman out there that has 2 kids, probably trying to go to college, trying to get her life right. I can't in my heart of hearts take this money when I know someone could be using it better than me. That's where my line grows. I'm not gonna do that.
I got a welfare for 2 months. For 2 months, what is it called? SNAP? Mm-hmm. Because those 2 months, so this was in 2016, right before I started doing YouTube professionally. I got fired from my job because they couldn't do anything about it. I missed 4 days out of my probation period because this was before I was diagnosed with my heart condition.
Damn.
We didn't know what was wrong with me. I was in and out of the ER. Couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Since I was under probation, you couldn't miss 3 days. Doesn't matter if there was a doctor's note or not. So I couldn't work, obviously, because I was fucked up and I already got fired. Figured it out eventually, so I only had to be on it for 2 months because I was I literally making $0. But you know what? I will say this. I'm a little pissed off because I was getting $200 a month for those 2 months for food. And I never spent that much on myself for food. So I was kind of damn, the government kind of really coming through to the point where for the first time, I was like, I didn't have to worry about what I was going to eat. You go to the grocery store and you get everything you wanted. Because I was always like, I'm going to get a cup of noodles, I'm going to get some rice, I'm going to get some beans, I'm going to do this, and everything else. Yeah, you get essentials, and then you just kind of save the rest of your money for who knows what. This, since it was purely for food, you only could use it for food, $200 a month for a single person. So within 2 months, I had $400 to spend on food, essentially. Nigga, I fucking bought shrimp. I bought fucking Panda. There's like these General Tso's fucking like chicken frozen things that you could make and shit. I was like, dude, this is stupid. I'm eating better than I was when I was working. This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Bro, well, I'm glad the American people were able to help you pay for that, dude. Shout out to welfare. Shout out to welfare. The people that need to take it, dog.
Shout out for reals for welfare. That shit is essential. And fuck you niggas that I knew a nigga, rest in peace. You know, he passed away in 2021, unfortunately. You know, from a complete unrelated incident, my homie passed away. But that nigga would be like, "Hey, dog, you want to come over and you want to come over and fucking I'm getting some pizzas," and he was getting like money, like real money from the government. And I was like, "Bro, I got that motherfucker a job and he quit in a week. He quit in a week. I loved him dearly. He was my tall, fucking complicated Mexican friend." Loved him dearly. Unfortunately, you know, he could succumb to some of his diseases. But that nigga, you'd be like, come over and let's do all this shit. And I'm like, dog, you're just taking people's money, bro. I hated it, dude.
But you love when you got to use it, though. You're like,
I didn't go over very often because I felt bad. Like, well, so we had a send off when I moved to Greece briefly in 2016, and he was like, all right, we're gonna come through and have a barbecue. This motherfucker showed up with like 2 pounds of meat, and I know that nigga didn't buy it, and I was just like, damn, man, it was delicious though. It was fucking delicious ass meat, dude. But this piece of shit was just.
I love it, dude. I love how I love when you have that one scummy friend that's always pulling up on some fuck shit for you, dude. And you're like, 100%. Damn, dude, I love you, but like, this is not right. This is what we're doing is not okay. It's like my one friend that sold weed, and I knew he was lacing his weed. I was like, yo, why are you moving so much? He's like, I put a little bit of something else in there. And I'm like, are you getting niggas addicted? And he's like, dog, I'm moving though. And I'm like, these people don't know. They don't know they're addicted to a drug. They just think you sell really good weed. Why are you doing that to them? And they're like,
oh no.
Dog, you gotta win the block. You know, they selling the same thing over there for the same price. So I gotta win by selling this over here, and I'm gonna bump it up a little bit. And I'm like, this guy, and you're just hearing this person that you care about just explain real villainy to you, and you're just like, all right, we going to Taco Bell later tonight or what? Like, what's going on?
You just kind of have to brush it off. What do? You're like,
you gonna snitch on your boy? Right. No, you gotta shut the fuck up, or you gotta keep it moving. That's your man. You guys work together.
That's weird, man. Yeah, I've never snitched before. I can't do that.
I can't do it.
Like,
man.
how you can't? You care about them. All of a sudden, you're gonna ruin their life now? I mean, even though they're kind of ruining other people's lives.
That's why I said this, and everybody thinks I'm crazy. If one of my homies is like, "Yo, don't come to school tomorrow," and I'm like, "All right." Like, are you gonna snitch on him? I keep saying that I don't know if I could snitch on someone that's my man's. I can't snitch on them. They just helped me out. But everybody's like, you're not gonna tell on that person. They're gonna hurt people. And I'm like, but they didn't hurt me. They ain't hurt me. They just blessed me. They in fact gave me life just now, low key. And I'm gonna snitch on them. Y'all ain't loyal, bro.
Look, man, it's complicated. I want to say things like, I'll say this. Even when it comes to like monstrous shit, you'll see some people, family members protecting monsters. And I want to pretend like I'm on the outside being like, how fucking dare you? But also, it didn't happen to me. You know? So I have to think about, what I mean by that. No, what I mean is I'm not in that situation. I don't know exactly how I'm going to act until it happens.
I try to do that to myself now too, where like, I understand there's talking and then there's being there, right? Like I'm not a very vengeful person. I thought it was on the podcast. People are like, you're angry as fuck, Sween. I'm not a very vengeful person in my nature. But what happens when you put in situations where, you know, it's time to be angry or vengeful like that, sometimes, you know, you slip up and you get angry and you do shit that you regret at moments. But then there's also like there's moments where you just like, I try to not be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do something fucked up after something fucked up happens to me. I'll try to forgive and I'll try to forget. But I got a pretty much perspective that is not happening to me right now. I did not experience that. When you experience it, sometimes that shit goes right out the window. You're just you're the worst version of yourself. And you're just like, damn, I completely folded. I folded and I did exactly what I said I'm not gonna do, you know? Something to think about. Whenever people get on their high horse, their preachy high horses, it's like, hey, dude, you didn't experience that. So for you to like tear that person that experienced something really fucked up and you're tearing them down, you should probably think about the times you've been in
That's one of the hardest things to do.
It is. Yeah, it's hard to take a step back and reflect.
Hard as fuck. Hard as fuck. Yeah, that is the most mature thing you can fucking do. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Most people aren't mature. That's just real
Sometimes
shit.
Most people just even if you are mature, dude. We have days. We live day to day, man. You could have one day where you're doing good. Next day you're fucking you fall flat on your face, man. It's a situation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit these fucking questions. These questions are fucking terrible, guys.
Let's hit these questions,
I organized some questions for us so we can do further. We'll try to get at least a few of them out the way. But these questions are from our wonderful viewers at patreon.com/the Snark Tank. From Sems. All right. If you had to eliminate one, what would you rather eliminate? Piss or poop?
That seems like a very easy... That's a very easy answer.
Yeah.
Who do you know would be like, oh, dog, I would way rather have shit around my ass than just piss. Like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Look, dude.
Like, to me, shit is proof that God doesn't exist. Because what kind of fucking monster would have creatures do that? Like, it's so inconvenient. It's such a stupid design.
It's not. It's waste dispensing, man. Everything does that. Everything living does it.
If God created everyone, he made us like this and didn't have to. Or they, because we don't know God's gender, right? Now, if you're,
we don't want to assume the gender of the Jewish sky dad. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
But I'm just saying, if intelligent design is a thing, and that is what you would call intelligent design, there's so many flaws. Dude. That, there's so many fucking flaws.
Dog, I'm a med major, dog. When you get a biologist start talking about how fucking dumb intelligent design is, there's moments where even I've been like, Professor, that's enough. you are wilding out about this. They're just constantly going over, this is stupid, and then why do we do this? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Why do we do? Look at how flawed we are as creatures. It doesn't make. I'm like, all right, Professor, I get it.
It's bad.
This calm down.
Bad. It's fucking bad, dude. And it's like there's so many things. Like even skin being as soft as it is. And there's so many. It's horrible. It's one of the things where I'm like,
gravity weakens the body. Is insane. It's insane. That's why I think we're alien. I think we're just some byproduct that hit this rock from somewhere else. We were just organisms on a rock, hit another rock. That's it. We ended up going, because the fact that gravity hurts us is crazy. That's insane. Gravity eventually wears on your spine, bro.
And we're the only and then just random acts of nature is why Homo sapiens are dominant species and not like lizard chickens or something.
We got hit by fucking multiple incursions that might have made us go into ice ages, that made us come to where we are. Granted, I think the world is miraculous. I'm one of those guys that I think there is the magic of the world's existence is so beautiful at times, and I'm like, this is crazy. The fact that we exist in general is a wonderful thing. But I also understand that, you see things happening, that is just fucking dumb. That is just so fucking silly. The fact that deers just jump off ledges sometimes is crazy. Why did it do that? Why did this deer wait in the brush? Oh, two big spotlights are coming out down the street. Let me go run into it. They just die. It's like, what the fuck is that? Motherfuckers go spelunking in caves and they get stuck in caves and drown.
And then they just get stuck.
They drown.
That is so dumb. Some people, man.
So fucking crazy that people do.
I guess it's probably the same thing. The deer and the cave divers are they're adrenaline junkies. They need to do dumb shit to feel alive, and then they die. so they're trying to feel more alive, and then they actually accidentally end their lives by doing that. So,
dog, motherfuckers getting stuck in holes and mountains underwater. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? There's no way I'm gonna die like that. I can put money there.
Impossible.
Not a single. I'm gonna die on some bullshit, but it's not gonna be that. That I can promise you. All right,
let's go.
Okay, Chris's gay college experience. Hey, Chris Chud, Sween Cell, and Derek Yat. I have a simple question, and it's pretty straightforward. Are midgets inherently funny?
I'm laughing, but the answer is no.
Definitely not. Definitely not funny. They're different, so you might be like, oh, you might take a moment to like, oh, that's a smaller person. But they're not funny, because, I mean, short people aren't funny in general.
There are some people who, like, any type of, whenever you see, like, little people wrestling, juggling, doing anything like that, even as a kid, I've never thought it was funny. I think it's
disrespectful, personally, for me.
Of course it is. And
super demeaning.
There are ones that are completely okay with it. I would almost see it as the same as, what would you call them? Oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn, you know, when black folks, they're put on their
menstrual shows?
Thank you, minstrel show. Yeah, when I see it in the same vein as that, like, I've never, because, you know, there's some, even as a kid, there's a lot of things you would find funny that would be disrespectful, but seeing, like, little people perform, and, like, oh, there's this one place, this boxing organization I watch, I think it's owned by Barstool Sports, which, you know, they're trash, but it's just a bunch of, like, usually rednecks fighting, which that's funny to me. They're seeing a bunch of dumbasses, but then they'll have little people boxing, and immediately I'm just, like, not interested, because they're doing it for the spectacle. Oh, it's so funny. Look at their little arms, and look at it. And I'm like, bro, that shit's not funny to me at all. It's never been funny to me.
I think for a time I probably found it funny because of, you know, just being a person, being a young person on the internet.
Yeah, I don't blame small people, kids thinking that funny.
Yeah, but then as I got older, I'm like, this is not really funny. This is kind of exploitation almost to a certain degree, and I don't feel comfortable watching it. Granted, I've definitely, like, seen people just explode before, and I've gotten a chuckle out of that.
Yeah, that's
because, and I'm not laughing because they're gone. I'm laughing because, like, you know, like, life is beautiful, and then, you know, with a flash and a bang, someone doesn't exist anymore. So I don't think it's funny personally. If you do think it's funny, you know, you have your own cross to bear, and I hope the Lord delivers you nothing but endless pain and horrible nightmares.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that one, man. They're people. I'm just like, I don't see them as. I don't have like a complex where I think I'm better, because it's people thinking they're better than them or something. They're like, oh, you're entertaining.
I try not to have that. I don't think I'm better than most people. I think that some people are just really. This is the thing, right? And I feel like this is a thing where I feel like some people, there's a line where it blurs. Even for me, it's sometimes where it blurs. Where, like, I don't think I'm better than people, but I don't think I'm an idiot. But I do think a lot of people are fucking stupid. So that line blurs sometimes, where it's like, it gets close to me thinking like, oh, you're just a trash person. Because I think a lot of people are fucking really stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't want to ever think I'm better than people. So it's this weird dichotomy, got me making sure I don't get too arrogant for my own britches, and then it gets to the point where I think I am better than people, because I don't want to ever get to that person.
I struggle with that. I struggle with there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and I struggle with that even when it comes to like being a musician or anything. I know, like say for example, there's a guy that goes by Frog Leap Studios on YouTube that does metal covers of like pop songs and whatever, mostly. Very popular. Millions and millions of views. Personally, I think his covers are absolute dog shit. Nice guy, but I think his covers are fucking terrible because he churns them out with no effort, and they're just completely soulless. They're garbage. And then say I'll put some effort into mine, for example. and they don't get very many views, but I know why. I understand how the system works. But there is in the back of my head that's like, this sucks because I know my shit's way better than his garbage, but then there's a part of me that's like, shut the fuck up, Derek. Like, stop. Don't even think that way. Like, why are you, like, you know, to be so arrogant to know that your shit's just better, you know? But I'm like, on an objective, I'm trying to be objective about it, but it's hard to be objective when you're talking about yourself, especially you're talking about yourself. So
objectivity arguments are inherently it's a dicey argument to go objectivity, because objectivity is, I consider there's near objectivity. There's near. Nothing's really objective. Things are nigh objective, you know? Like, almost everybody agrees that this is obviously what it is, you know? But you never know, because the world changes so much. Motherfuckers, there are things that people think are good that I look at and I'm like, I don't know how you think this is good. Like, how could people have ever thought that, like, steampunk music was good? I can't understand how people thought that was good. My brain is I thought that was the worst genre of music ever. And I listened to, like, fucking folk. I thought hardcore music was terrible when I was younger too. And I'm from that age where hardcore was everywhere in my teens. And people were like, it's fucking, Screamo's amazing. And I'm like, where is it amazing? Where is this amazing music? Now I'm like, damn, some of it was better than I thought it was. And I just have to sit there like an idiot, because it's just, things change, subjectivity changes, so whatever.
Yeah. Nothing's going to be completely objective. I think that's the way that we use it is as consensus.
Close as possible.
That is what objectivity is, and you're trying to look at it through without your own bias, because you can be like, oh, I don't like this particular music, but then you can separate that from it and be like, well, what about it? Does it attract people? Instead of just dismissing it as, oh, it's bad, you know, like, so I would say that's just looking through it through an objective lens and being like, I can understand why people like this. However, I still think it's garbage, you know?
However,
I think that is objective thinking.
Some niggas is just gay.
I mean, that's real shit right there, though.
Okay, we got another question from My Piss is Thick Like a Gasoline Slushy, and Lily chugs it. Ew.
Let's go.
Ew. Greed and token minorities. If you could magically turn all the members of any one race or ethnic group white, which race would you choose to call Cassify, and why? What kind of fucking question is this? What kind of name do you have, first and foremost? And what kind of fucking question is? I don't know.
Saying niggas white. Who would it bother the most?
Blacks.
I know, but like, I'm trying to think of like, yeah, what if it was specifically like Caribbean?
Why would you do that to us?
So,
we're the only proud version of black people. Like Caribbean black people, and like,
yeah.
And like some Africans, like Northern Africans or West Africans, are the only form of black people that like are happy with being black. If you made them white, they'd be like, why?
See, if my genetics are traced somewhere to West Africa, which, you know, okay, fine, but it's still not narrowed down. Because if you ever look at the DNA shit, like on an ancestry or anything like that, it bounced from Cameroon to fucking Nigeria, and I'm like, all right, so at this point I'm just not paying attention to it because I don't know which flag I should rep. I don't know what type of fucking dashiki I should get. I don't know what type of, you know, I'm like, at first I was like, oh, Cameroonian? Oh, maybe I should look into that shit. And then all of a sudden I check back like 3-4 years later and it's saying, I think it's for Nigeria. And I'm like, I'm gonna look at this shit in like 20 years and see like if it pinpoints like, oh yeah.
Nah, but dude, anyway, don't do that to me. I love being Jamaican, bro. I love being like Afro-Jamaican. Yeah. I like being a black person.
I think you're safe. I think you're like, you can actually, like, as far as your genetics, what I mean is like, you know, this is you. I'm saying I don't know what.
No, but I'm talking about like classifying me.
The original question. Oh, the original question. Okay, yeah.
I'm like, no.
Well, I was just trying to think of like, yeah, because I feel like it would upset you the most. I'm just being hurtful. That's all.
You're just trying to hurt. Well, I think of it like this, right? So I go with Asian people. On an American
Chinese
scale,
niggas.
they fought to be white first at a certain point in history. But that was also a long time ago. That was also like definitely not most Asians that are currently here right now.
Yeah. See, I don't want to give it to anybody that might like it because that would just make me upset. You know, and I feel like there's a lot of so like say like South Koreans are out because I know that's like all they just want to be white. You know what I mean?
That'd be a wonderful thing for them.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be. I wanted
who would be the most mad about becoming white?
Maybe some Southeast Asians
Native
would be
Americans.
really upset about
Make
that.
every Native American a white person. That is the most disrespectful way to go about it. You press a button, they all become white.
And they all just turn into John Smith, dude.
They
would be so mad.
You know what would be really fucked up? They'd be like, all right, get off the reservation now. That's it.
Yeah, you can't even have
it'd be a whole diaspora
anymore.
of them. That's it.
Dude, it would be fucked up because then they'll be like, okay, but then can I own like most of the world? And they still be like, nah.
Nah, dude.
Nah, your name's still fucking Lily Swallows or something. Your name is still not white.
Judge Longfoot, sorry.
Yeah, like
sorry, have
dude.
fun with that. Have fun with that. You're not even the Mexican ones. You're the American ones where you guys are just almost extinct. Get out of here. And it's just like, damn, dude.
They got nowhere to go now. Nobody's accepting them.
Trail of Tears Part 2, bro.
The Trail of White Tears. And then they gotta fucking
that would be so fucked up.
Go to the ocean at this point.
But it's only the ones in the continental America. We're not going to change the Caribbean ones because those ones they're too spread way too thin. It would alter the genealogy of way too many Caribbean people. We're talking about the ones that are stuck on the U.S. You guys, sorry losers, sorry fucking losers. You lose your land, then you lose your fucking given land too.
I wonder if we have any Native Americans listening to us.
They don't exist anymore. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Most Native Americans are less Native American than I am, and I'm like fucking I'm like 1/4 technically Native American.
There's still a handful of them in Arizona because when I lived,
no.
When I lived,
they tell you
one of them actually showed me.
They tell you that.
No,
so we don't feel bad.
These motherfuckers, like when you looked at them, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever actually, when I think about it, like literally, I don't think I've ever actually seen a Native American in person until I moved to Arizona.
Oh, really?
Like yeah, when I think about it, if I have, I just don't remember. My friend Nick, his dad was part, but I mean, his last name was Rivas. It was like I was like he kind of looked Native American. There's probably some, but he had a big plot of land too, so they probably did have some percentage. But the people that I was hanging out with, I went on a date with this girl. Pure. 100% pure. Her brother, the funny thing is I forgot her name, but I remember her brother. Her brother's named Ace, and he showed me the band Parkway Drive. This was in like 2007 or 8, and I was like, yo, this band fucking goes hard. And I remember him specifically because of that. Like, he showed me a dope ass band. But his sister, I don't remember that bitch at all.
I definitely met, like, the first time I saw Native Americans ever in my life, I was like, they look like Mexican people.
They kind of do.
I was like, you're just like Mexicans. I was just like, you guys
because that's what Mexicans look like before the Spanish and Portuguese. Or
just
Spanish
pulled up and did the fusion dance with them by force.
Kissing on them and shit.
They did the forced fusion dance on them. But other than before that.
The forced fusion dance.
Before they did that.
Fusion rape.
Because I think Lily looks very Native American. I think Lily
she
looks
when
like
you see Lily, her height and just her the way she looks, you're like, oh yeah, she has like heavy genetics of like just an OG Mexican, like a real Mexican. Like my friend's dad. When you look at this motherfucker, I was like, oh, why does he not have fucking like face paint on? My homie's dad, like he's so like he was unscathed by the Spanish. They did not touch him at all.
Lucky dude, lucky man. In Puerto Rico, we got touched, bro. We got touched up nice, bro. We got touched up. There's a reason why my grandma's first language is Spanish, bro. That should not. Her first language should. Someone that's half black should not have the first language Spanish, even slightly. But her first language is Spanish. Her second is Taino, bro. She got touched aggressively, bro.
Bro, yeah, it's crazy.
Man.
Every black person on 90 Day Fiance, other than like maybe 2, it's somebody from the Caribbean. It's somebody it's a black man that speaks Spanish. And it's just like It is the reach of the Spanish reach around the world.
Their reach is the most impressive.
I think so.
Like it's,
I think so.
The British, I think theirs is technically, objectively, the most impressive is the British. I think so. I think the Spanish's reach is also like kind of crazy.
Yeah,
because
as far
you
as
go
like
all
culture,
the way to the Philippines, like deep over by the Philippines and nearing like over by where Japan is. And they speak Tagalog.
Asia.
And they speak Tagalog, and you're like, you hear Tagalog, and you're like, that sounds like like a lot like Spanish. And then you come here, and then they speak Spanish in the Caribbean, and you're like, where does that come from? And it comes from this tiny country of Spain, and you're like, what? These motherfuckers were moving, bro.
It's pretty wild when you think about like most of South America, all of Mexico,
Southeast, a good deal of America, a good portion of the Pacific Islands, all speak the language from this one fucking country.
It's pretty wild.
That hasn't been about it for centuries. For centuries, right. Spain hasn't been about shit, dog. But they were on their ship before.
Now, English, they win because the world's first language is English, essentially. As far as like everybody, English, most people are taught to speak English if you want to get ahead in life. So the whites, the British, they did win in the end. The English won in the end as far as like you go anywhere. Like it's the reason why I could go to Europe and still, you know, even be like I can be in Eastern Europe and still half of the population of those countries speak English and not Spanish or anything else. So like, yeah, the English did win at the end, but culturally, they did not win because most people did not take up their food because they didn't have anything, right? They stole everything from everybody else.
You know what the British national dish is?
What?
Chicken tikka masala, bro.
Well,
that is insane. Their national is a dish they stole from somewhere else. This is ours too. This food is ours too.
Dude, let's be real. Every time somebody recommends a restaurant in England, it had nothing to do with English shit. It's always like, oh man, you got to go to this Indian spot. You got to go to this Chinese takeout place. Oh, you got to. It's always something like that. Oh, you got to go to Nando's Chicken. I've never been like, oh, we got to go to this fucking this English pub. Like, dude, dog, I went to an English pub. I might have mentioned this on the podcast. I went to an English pub that was in a Cerritos or an Artesia, whatever. It was somewhere. It was in one of those cities. And I was excited. I was like, oh, I want to see, because the pub's all big. There's enough people that go in it, so it must be good. Dog, it was fucking garbage. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, so I don't mind if you make British cuisine, but put some spices in it. Nah, they kept it traditional.
That I went when I was there. When I was there, I went to a place. I forgot where it was. I know it was in South London, I think, because that's where most of the niggas were. I was in a very nigga heavy area of London. There was a lot of Nigerians, Jamaican expats, like a lot of like clearly the people that were like, you know what, let's go to London, and we're black people, and they all sound the same. They all sound like fucking Idris Elba or John Boyega. It's fucking hilarious. So I went there, and I was spending time visiting my sister with my father and my brothers. And I remember getting shepherd's pie from somewhere. I had never had shepherd's pie before. I was like, what the fuck is this? They were like, it's pretty much like pie made with mashed potatoes and meat and rice. Like, it's pretty much a meat stew pie. It was magnificent. It was so good. I was like, I've had this exact dish separated many times and it was fine. This is so good. Granted, though, the people that cooked it, I'm sure were Jamaican. I'm sure they were Jamaican people.
Yeah, that's the difference, though. Like, you could, if I feel, see, maybe I would have had a good experience if it was made by people who like flavor, because that was the thing. I felt like whoever was in charge of that pub, they really try to keep things traditional, and I mean in a way that like, oh, this is a traditional English recipe where they just put barely enough salt for it to be like I kind of taste that it's not bitter it's not, you know, like it's one of those things where, you know how when you put something, I always tell people like why cranberry and vodka is dangerous, because you can put a ratio in it to where it cancels out the vodka just enough to where it's like neutral and people can just slurp it down. And I feel like people put just enough like spice in something like salt, to where you can't taste the salt, but it did cancel out it being too like flavorless. And to me, that's just as bad. And that's how British food was to me when I got a plate. Me and it was bad because, you know, this was actually my first date with there was this bomb ass black chick that I saw on Tinder, I think, or no, Bumble. And she was like, it was actually kind of awkward because she recognized me. I was like, fuck, I don't want to. She's like, yeah, I think I've seen you around and stuff like that. Whatever. We went on a couple of days, cool. And you know what? And I don't know if I said this before, but she stopped talking to me because there was another YouTuber that she started hollering at, and it was what was his name? Long Beach Griffin?
Griffy? Griffin? Is that Griffy's baby mom's?
Well, I don't think it was her, but this was years ago, by the way. But like, I saw that she was texting, and I saw like, I didn't put two and two together until I saw them talking later on, like on Instagram. And I was like, oh, that's why she stopped talking to me. And to be fair, she was also very religious too. So we kind of didn't have that like, that connection right there. But like, I can already see that I was like,
religious women. Stop, bro. That shit's
but
so
I could see, I was
stupid,
like, yo,
bro. There's no one up there, bro. Stop.
There's no one up there, nigga.
Stop,
so,
bro.
I mean, to be fair, that was she was cool and all, no shade and everything, but yeah, we went at the pub, bro. And that shit was whack.
Fuck her, dog. Fucking stupid. Nigga, there's no one there, bro. It's empty upstairs. It's just more sky.
It's just more
Stop, dude.
Dude, did you see people? Real quick, did you see people? The same type of people. They were complaining about, so since 2009, Trans Visibility Day has been March 31st, since 2009.
Yeah.
And this was like maximum stupidity to me, that people that are supposedly religious and care about Christianity and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, they have no idea how Easter works. And I feel like if you are somebody who claims to be religious, that is insane. I am a non-religious person, and I've known, like, it is a very pagan thing of how it works. It has nothing to do with an actual date. That's why Easter falls on a different day every fucking year. Next year, it's going to be on Hitler's birthday and my mom's birthday, 4/20. People don't understand how it works, and I feel like they should if they're actually like religious and they care about their beliefs and all this stuff. They should be taught this stuff. And so since this year, Day of Visibility and Easter fell on March 31st, all these fucking Christian dumbass rightoids were freaking out and saying, oh, they did this on purpose. This is, Joe Biden acknowledged this shit. Like, he's disrespecting religion and God. And I was like, I can't stand how stupid you people are. It's shocking. It is shocking to be this stupid, not understand how you're the ones that's supposed to be following this. Don't you? If you celebrate Easter every year, you would know Easter is different every fucking year. You would know this. You know, sometimes it's fucking almost in summer. It's almost at the end of spring. Sometimes at the beginning of spring. You would know this, that there's no consistency because it has to do with the fucking moon, actually.
It's the lunar calendar.
It has to do with the goddamn moon, bruh.
It's always the 29th day of the lunar calendar, which is fucking...
It has to do with the moon.
Yeah.
And everything changes. We are on an axis. Things change.
Look, dude, let's not dwell on this because I don't want to make fun of the people we've made fun of so thousands of times before. But like, it just makes me sad when people believe in things that they don't know about. You know, I think that faith is one of the most important things in this world. I think that people.
I think it's okay. I think it's fine.
I think not religious faith. I think faith. Period. I think
having faith in people is.
People need to have faith. I think people need to have it. I think it helps people get day to day. And the people that have no faith, you can tell when they have no faith. You can tell somebody that has no faith in anything. They kind of just exist in a very miserable state. But I think when it comes to religion, right? This is why I don't like going to certain things with my girlfriend because she's a presenting Catholic. She's not Catholic anymore. But she's presenting Catholic because of the fact her family is. And all this stuff, right? If you choose to be a part of a religion, understand what you're praising. Just try to understand it. That's it.
Would be nice.
Just try to understand it. And if you accept it, that's fine. If you don't follow something blindly. That's all I ever ask for anyone. Following a religion blindly is a waste of time, and it's disrespect to whatever figure you're trying to follow. That's where I see it. It's just rude. It's just rude to go to church and sit down there for fucking 3 hours and be like, I don't even really believe half this shit, then why are you there? What's the point?
Why are you there?
You know,
and that's the
if you're gonna be if you're gonna be a soldier of the Lord, then take the time to know why it's Easter technically. Like know why Good Friday exists. Know that stuff, because that shit's all bullshit. Easter is a fucking pagan holiday. It is not a Christian fucking holiday at all.
No,
at all, even slightly. Do you understand that the fucking year has too many months? Why the fuck is December called December and it's the 12th month of the fucking year? That's not how, doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why does that make sense? Why is November 11th and then why is October 10th? Oc means 8. There's supposed to be 10 months in the fucking year. Like this, people learn these things, and they'll help you have an easier time just being able to decipher information. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It would be the only thing I would just have to say about that is if people understood more, they would, unfortunately for them, they would be less religious, because once you start understanding what it is, then you kind of back away from it, because it's very easy, like you say, a lot of the pagan stuff. This is just a lot of these things existed before Christianity was even a thing. A lot of these stories and these teachings in the Bible, they start learning that, oh, these stories existed and they just been repurposed. The King James version that I usually even follow and read was written by an emperor and a fucking pope. Like people, it was like this was repackaged and made by somebody who became religious on his deathbed. I think it was Constantine. Mm-hmm. And it's you start learning about this stuff and it's like, oh, I thought this was the word. It starts to fall apart when you start really reading.
Or maybe you guys could be the one that could change everything. If you figure it all out, you might be able to be the reason why everybody else falls in line with it. Maybe you might be the one that might be able to prove that Dewey McHosenhands was real. Maybe you might be able to do it, but just learn something and then figure it out. Don't just
have it go from the Bible to be in a history book. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh,
this is real.
Actually, learn your stuff. Don't follow blindly. Blind following, blind zealotry leads to dangerous shit, dude. We've seen it too often. Yeah. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Let's give me one more. We'll go for 2 more questions. Let's go.
Let's hit them. Let's hit them hard.
Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh God, I'm coming. Nice. What is the closest you've ever been to saying the N-word in an appropriate setting? What is the closest I've ever been to saying the N-word in an appropriate setting? I definitely called Jesus that Jewish nigga one time in front of my grandma, and she got really upset. I was like, "Who's that nigga? That's that Jewish nigga?" And she was like, "What do you mean? That Jewish nigga that died? Jesus." She was just like right? That. She was like, it was really funny, but she got her face turned like fucking red as someone that's a black person could be. She got so mad at me, and she was like, "Kingston, I don't want to talk to you right now. Stop." And I was like, "All right, I'm a chill.
Jewish nigga.
I don't know. I said anyone on Chris's stream one time by mistake. It was really funny. Dropped a hard R on the stream. And he was like,
I think I've said on the podcast a couple of times.
You just said it one time. I remember you just said it on the podcast one time. You were like, why'd you say that? Edit it out
or something. I think there's been at least twice I've had to edit out. Or one time I stretched it to make it a different word, but it was clearly that word.
You said an N-word first, and then you tried to transform it. We were like, why did you say that, Derek? You were like, I don't know.
I don't remember. I would have to go back and listen, but only in those settings. In the real world, I know who I'm talking to when I'm talking, and so it's just like that. We're in the setting of the podcast. That was really it. Just not wanting to do it because even though technically, even when it comes to hard R, I think it would be okay within the because there are black faces on it. I think it would be acceptable. I think even if it did get flagged, I think we would be able to. The algorithm does. It's funny. The algorithm does recognize skin, which is hilarious. The algorithm recognizes a lot of stuff that people don't think about, which is kind of creepy. But so it does try to cross-reference the N-word being said versus who's saying it, which is kind of funny. But it's just it can read words on the screen, which is actually worse for the algorithm for monetization. having bad words on the screen versus saying them is worse. It's stupid. It's dumb bullshit that I hate and even pay attention to. It would be cool. I would love to just back in the day, man, it was able to be. I don't want any censors. I really don't. I prefer to just, even for us to just the occasional hard R is said for some type of joke or whatever, and everybody's mature enough to be able to just handle it. But it was like this back in the day, but now we're all adhering to an algorithm to where people aren't even saying sexual assault anymore. They're saying SA or something and shit like that, where I personally, I fucking hate. I hate that we're acting like children now. Be like, oh, SA and this. I'm like, nigga, just say rape. They got raped. You're so worried about your money. Don't talk about this stuff anymore then. Like, if you're not taking this serious, they're not taking this shit seriously. I feel like that's a fucking mockery.
I think it's crazy that you can't. I don't know. Like, I think it's. I'm in the middle. I'm so in the middle about words, man. Like, I exist in a place where I have had very derogatory language for a long time. I've always been speaking very derogatorily, but I understand that some people get offended by words. I understand some words are triggers for other people, so I do watch what I say in public, obviously, in situations. You know who you're around. Obviously, you speak accordingly. And me and you being two Negroes, we have to know how to speak accordingly based on where we are. You know, we can't throw all our isms at people that are, at a job interview. I'm not gonna be, yo, it's pop, my nigga, was good, son. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk up like that. I'm gonna be like, hey, hello, yeah. I'm Kingston, nice to meet you, blah blah blah. I'm gonna put on my most punctual accent to be able to get through the situation. But what happens is, when it comes to like words that offend people, very few things offend me. And I think when it comes to, especially academics, and like when it comes to like very serious things in politics, I think every word needs to be used, but I think they need to be used in a manner that condemns the derogatory use of them at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, look, no one has to tolerate like derogatory things used derogatorily. I think it will. You also, I think it's really important to know what you're listening to, in a way that, for example, let me give you a great example. Last night when I was driving home, I put on the podcast Come Town just to like finish up the drive, and it landed on a segment that I just didn't want to hear because the host Nick Mullen kept playing a sound effect of a woman falling from like a building and splattering all over the place. And he played
that's the real sound effect?
Yeah, and he played the real sound effects. So now I know exactly, because people were recording it. I don't know the context because I just clicked on it. It's a radio station. It's 69.9 The Bus on YouTube. It's a live. It's always playing Come Town. So I just clicked on it to see what. I just wanted some comedy to finish up the drive. Maybe laughing would get my blood pressure up, so I'm tired. And then it was on a segment that they just kept playing it over and over. And then he showed one of the other hosts the video. You can't see it. It's just audio. But he's freaking out like, oh my God. I click off of it because I'm like, I don't want to listen to this right now. And instead of writing them, commenting, emailing them, saying, hey, could you not do this? I just clicked off of it and I'm going to listen to them another time. That particular episode, not for me. And I feel like people should be mature enough to do that too, to be like, I don't like this. Now, to be fair, if that's what it turned into, if it's all of their content now, then unfortunately, you're going to drop that shit. I've done that so many times where I've stopped listening to people, stopped consuming certain type of content because it's just not for me anymore. And instead of being like, you need to cater to me, I'm just like, well, it was fun while it lasted. That's essentially how I take it. And so I feel like a lot of people that want people to nerf their language or do this or that, I feel like just really try to be mature about it and be, hey, if they keep doing this thing that I don't like, then I'd be like, bro, I just don't think it's for you. And it's an unfortunate thing, but it's just real shit. And really, there's too much content anyway.
That's true.
You can't consume everything, so you can find another thing that becomes your go-to thing. I mean, really. And I know it's not a satisfactory answer to everybody, but I've done so much, that has happened to me so many times. I mean, even Come Town, for example, it's gone. It's not a podcast anymore. One of the guys left, and then they start doing another show, and the other show sucks compared to Come Town, for example. The Adam Friedland show, what it turned into, it's boring as fuck to me. And instead of complaining like, oh, you guys should talk about more fucked up stuff. I love when you would do all the gay stuff and all the gay jokes. And like, I'm just like, I'll listen casually every once in a while, but it's not for me anymore. And that's all. I feel like we would just get along better. People would get along better. And, like say, and I'm not saying like, I hear you for the people that will do like reaching out. I'm not trying to specifically shit on you. I'm just saying you'll have a better result than trying to change people's show. Right, then just like kind of doing the real boycott thing of like, I'm done with this. This is just not for me. And,
stop being gay.
Yeah, stop
being gay. Stop being
gay.
Right now,
long story short, stop being a little bitch ass nigga.
Stop being gay, bro.
Yes. Stop being gay.
If you chose to stop being gay, life would be easier.
You know what's fucked up? If that were possible, that would be true, though. It would be like, if you could just be like, I'm not gay no more. And then people would just stop harassing you and shit. If you would just stop being gay, life would be so much cooler, bro. Just stop being gay. Like, I'm warning you, dude. I'm not going to tell you again. Stop being gay. I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell you. Oh, my God. That's like a dad fucking whipping their son. I'm not going to tell you again. You just fucking stop putting on your mom's shoes.
I'm so sorry if anyone has ever endured some shit like that. That's so terrible. You deserve to live the life the way you want to live. But also, like, if you stopped, if that would stop. You know, like, let's be very honest here, okay?
but also,
like, if you stop, that would stop. I'm just saying, like,
oh man,
it's cause and effect for a reason. All right.
Bro, I love dark humor so much, dude.
All right. We got one more. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's hit it.
We got Kai. Hey, bisexual belated mistakes. I'm the first time question asker, long time listener. Since you guys had the one with Gabby, bring her back, by the way. We'll definitely bring Gabby back on the podcast. We'll bring her back. Anyways, in high school, I made out with a girl for about a solid 30 minutes. When I got home, she told me she was extremely gay. If you could change the sex orientation of anyone, who would it be? If I can make one person who is a gay, not gay.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I gotta examine this. I read it right.
Yeah, but that means there's a lot to unpack with that. What happened and why she would say that.
I've definitely slept with girls that were air quotes lesbian. They were lesbian, but I slept with them, and I'm like, sure you are.
I've slept with bisexual women that preferred women more than guys, and it was kind of obvious in a sense that, like, say, you can tell when somebody's kind of trying to experiment or see and whatever. And then sometimes maybe you're even the catalyst to them to be for sure. They're like, nah, I definitely like women more than your ass. But so that's what I'm wondering. Is that what happened in this situation? Is this a bisexual woman that kind of figured it out that, from making out with you for 30 fucking minutes, I think I prefer women more? Because obviously she would have to have been interested in dudes to even make out with a guy for 30 minutes. Right? To even get to that, there. 30 minutes, bro.
I mean, she's probably trying to figure out what she wanted to do.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you were just like,
especially 30 minutes.
You were just there. You
were there. She maybe thought she was liking you. She had some sort of connection. But then, like, sure. But here's also a fucked up thing. If she had made out with somebody else, another dude for 30 minutes.
She still went full sail to the other side.
Yeah, see? So now it might even fuck with your head.
It makes you think. It's like, was it me? Did I do that?
Is it me? Because here's the real thing. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is, bro. And sometimes you have to question yourself about that shit.
It happens sometimes, Don't
you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong, but sometimes it's just like you were the catalyst for something to happen. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It could also just mean, like, say, look it, maybe, like, say sometimes, I have a lot of sexual experience. Sometimes my sexual prowess was not the right kind of thing for somebody else. Like, sometimes maybe they expected like a monster. Or I remember I was with this one chick that loved being degraded, like speech verbally. That's not my thing. I can't do it. I've tried. It's not real to me. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't turn me on to call a chick a slut and a whore and all this stuff unless I'm joking around. Like, me and my wife talk a lot of shit to each other and it's all good. But like, say in the bedroom, if I'm like, you dirty ass slut, you ski, like all this crazy shit.
Doesn't feel good.
I personally don't like doing it. And this one girl, she liked the dirty, crazy stuff. And like, so we're completely sexually incompatible. It's not I didn't do anything wrong. That's just not what she was looking for. So in that way, you might have, had some type of flavor or something that she just didn't really into. And that could have been like, she could be like, oh, well, I'm definitely just full on gay. And or it could have just been anyone. Like, it literally could have been any guy, right? That like, and it would have been the same result. So as long as you're content with it, I think that's all that matters. Like, you're like that. I
think if you were less gay, I think at the end of the day, if you were, I think at the end of the day, I think after hearing all the information given, I think if you were a bit less,
if you weren't such a gay ass motherfucker,
you're just a gay ass gaybo, you wouldn't have these. I'm sorry, dude. Look, man, it happens, dude. It happens, man. So you asked us in particular, the person asked us, if we could change sex orientation of one person, who would it be? I'm trying to think of one celebrity that I know is gay that I would switch them to be a straight person because they're so hot, and I don't know anymore.
Yeah, who's gay that I'm like, damn, why are they gay? That's upsetting. I'm trying to think.
Like, what a waste. What a waste. Yeah.
This is.
No, what a waste.
The funny thing is, it's
like dang, unfortunate. Not what a waste. So disrespectful.
I love it. See, the funny thing is, I think about this more in it's more in video games than I'm trying to think in real life. Like, there are lesbian characters, and I'm like, oh, what is this? What is this? You can't fuck my male character.
What's her name? Pretty much the angel and the freaking the cleric from Baldur's Gate, dude. I'm like, come on, dude. Night Song is jacked. I'm trying to have a 3-way Night Song and Karlach, bro. I'm trying to see if I can hoop one of those, bro. Like, let's see.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some lesbians in some games that I'm like, what is this shit, bro?
Like Judy and freaking Cyberpunk. Well, that bothers me so much because Judy and you are 100% attracted to one another, and then you guys can't do anything if you're not a girl. And I'm like, come on, dude.
I just feel like, honestly, I don't like the realism. I want what do they call it when you're there's a term for it when you're damn it, what is it? It's when every character is attracted to everyone because it's a something. It is a term. It is a term. It's called something. It's like a gamer sexual. There's a term for it. There's a term where it's like people call it, but they use it kind of derogatory because it's like lazy writing. They're saying anyone is like, say, no matter if you're a guy or girl, you can romance them, and they use it in a lazy. And I say I like that. I think it's fun.
If you're playing an RPG, I think that's a fun thing to have.
Yeah, it is lazy, but I'm fine with lazy. I don't need them to be. It's just like a Mass Effect 3. They introduced a gay character. And I'm like, yeah, but what if I'm FemShep and want to pipe that dude? Like, now it's not even going to happen.
That's true.
He's just gay as shit. Like, it's just like, so to me, I'm like, in every RPG, I want to romance everyone from every different type of lens. And then sometimes, like I've said this on the before, and for new listeners, just know, you don't get to touch Tali Zora. So when fucking Garrus Vakarian, spoilers, if you haven't played Mass Effect or 3 or anything since whatever, but Garrus in Mass Effect 3 gets with Tali if you don't romance Tali. And when the one time, when I wanted to romance different people, not the one time, but I was like, all right, Garrus ain't getting with Tali. So I made sure Garrus died in Mass Effect 2. I made sure.
Why are you like that?
So then Tali could just be single because only Shepard can be with Tali. And so that's just how it is. So if I wasn't with Tali that time, she's alone.
No. We're not gonna skim past this. We're not. Garrus is literally your best friend in that series.
But I didn't kill him.
The fact that you set him up to die just so he
the suicide mission took him. I didn't do it.
You let him go on the suicide mission.
And so what I did was, it said spoilers. If you haven't played this, fuck you if you haven't played at this point. I didn't do the loyalty mission. There are things you need to do. If you really want to save somebody, you make sure you do the loyalty missions, and you make sure you fix up your ship, and then you should be good to go for the most part. I just made sure I didn't do his loyalty mission, and I made sure I put him in a vulnerable part of the mission, and he got. And it wasn't my first or second playthrough. Because my first playthrough, obviously, I romanced Tally. The second one, I wanted to try someone else, and then I saw that, like, oh, Tally got with Garrus, and I'm like, no! And then so my third playthrough, going all the way through it, I made sure Garrus didn't make it. Tally was alone, but happy. She wouldn't, because she never got the opportunity to get with Garrus. Because Tally, she has this romance. So her favorite, video is a romance between a Quarian and a Turian. It's like some movie or whatever. So that's how they got together. But I made sure it didn't happen because
you're an asshole, dog.
Am I an asshole or is Shepard an asshole?
You're Shepard. You fucking twat. Is it me or is it am I the killer or is the gun the killer? Like, what the fuck? It's you. It's your will. Oh my gosh, dude.
See, but that's not
also,
even canon.
Those games are fantastic. After finally finishing all three, those games are fantastic. 3's hiccups towards the end. So a bit of a hiccup towards the end. But there's so much good build up until that moment. And then it's like, oh.
Yeah. It's a little weird, but then it is 100% confirmed what's canon. It is so at this point it's not as weird anymore, other than say every other choice other than the canonical one is just some fantasy bullshit. And then there is one choice, again, spoiler, Shepard obviously survives till the end because they're making another fucking Mass Effect, and apparently Liara is looking for Shepard because they showed a little thing of that. Like, she finds a piece of armor, and all they've done is hint that, like...
Oh, yeah, for the fourth one.
I personally hate that. There is so much lore that they could focus on. They could do prequels. I keep saying the first war that they have, there's the first Contact War
that
the
you
read
the
about.
First time, then they first fight the Reapers.
No,
right?
it's not the Reapers. It's they discover the first species that they discover are the Turians, the humans, and so it's called the First Contact War, and they have a war with the Turians, and where Admiral Anderson or Captain Anderson is very important in that war, and I feel like they can make a complete game versus that where you get to play with Captain Anderson. Like, you get to be another important soldier in that war, and Captain Anderson. Man.
Cool.
But
they're our homies.
You get to fight, but you fought them when they were being, infected by the Reapers, and they become Marauders and all this other shit. Why not just fuck them up?
But those aren't Turians anymore. They're Marauders.
I would look at, man. I played Battlefield 5 recently because I never played any of the other ones. I played 1 and 2 and a little bit of 3, and so I played Battlefield 1 and 5. And Battlefield 5 was cool because one of the missions at the very end, you got to be a Tiger tank that starts really realizing how fucked up the German side of the war is, your side, and also you're just killing the shit out of Americans. And it was crazy because you never do that in Army games. So and then this, I am blasting the fuck out of Americans. It's crazy hearing them say, because all you do is hear foreign languages and people dying and screaming. This, you're hearing flight position and hearing get them, and I'm hearing American English, and then them getting blown up and screaming. I'm like, I've never done this before. It's crazy, but it was cool.
Oh my God.
Being because you got to think about it from another perspective. Imagine you're a German ass motherfucker, fucking and you're playing Battlefield. Every World War II game you play is just your people getting absolutely destroyed. Now, they were Nazis, but you know what I'm saying.
Man. Everybody, look, man. I'm not gonna say
I got to be fucking French niggas. I got to do, it was cool. I gotta say, Battlefield 5 was actually pretty cool, with the missions. Because you got to be you got to be a mission, you got to be French niggas that were obviously did a lot, and then they were forgotten because they're black. So it was kind of cool doing it. I actually really appreciated what they were trying to do, and it kind of got swept up in a lot of people screaming about diversity, this, and that. And so I never played Battlefield, and people gaslit me and saying Battlefield is way more about realism and this, and that, and they're doing too much. And all I said was, I don't play those games. Maybe I understand what you're coming from. Personally, I don't play video games for realism, so I don't even give a fuck. Like, I've always thought that's the nigga, I play NBA 2K and I do the dumbest shit. I'm not trying to play a real simulated basketball. I'm trying to be perfect and run up the score 300-5 or something. Like, I'm trying to run up the score like so crazy.
Like, if I wanted reality, I'd read a book. I'd read a nonfiction book. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go play sports. I would go join the fucking army. If I want real, I ain't trying to do some real shit. Exactly. I'm trying to get shot up and then I just get a pack and I'm fine now.
Real shit is boring. I already seen it, bro.
It's super boring. So I like the fantastic. It was fun as fuck. I played it. I feel like people were retarded. I kind of hated that era. Everybody was just complaining about fucking everything. Just complaining about fucking everything. Stupid fucking ass. All right, let's go. Let's fuck it up.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Snark Tank minus Chris. Hopefully Chris is resurrected for the next episode. Hope we figure out where and what he's doing. But thank you for tuning into the podcast. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Before You Buy. Niggas.
Wait. We're gonna have the ghost of Chris Raygun's past or whatever. He's gonna read the credits. All right, so you're gonna get Ghost. You're gonna get Ghost Chris. And
starting. It's a 3, 2, 1.
So it turns out Chris Raygun is still dead, and he didn't resurrect. So I am actually gonna read the names. So here we go. Sweeney's taste buds were ruined by fermented dick cheese. That's disgusting. Guys, I think the recording stopped like for raging cancer. Miguel O'Hara's trans mask pussy killing big ounce. Okay. I'm not pitching you guys songs. I'm speaking my heart. The end, my guy. Okay. Wait, the end, my end guy. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, excuse me. No, I'm on your side with that. I'm more of the, like, I think people enjoyed the guessing thing, and it's like, I'm not gonna say anything. I want you guys personally. I want you guys to put more gay stuff in the credits, and but I do want you to put the title of what it is, because I understand the whole fun and the mystery of guessing, but a lot of times it is hard to guess what it is if it isn't extremely obvious. So I would like if you would put the names and titles of it and stuff like that. So okay, let's see. P. Diddley, yep. Yeah. Turian pussy in this life or the next. Yes, sir. Steve separate but equal Shives. That's I haven't heard Steve Shives' name in a very long time. Let's see. Neon wants to fuck a kid's butthole wholesome. Okay. No, I'm not. Wipe me down because I'm covered in cum. Lil Boozy. Lil Bussy. Jack the world's fastest Maori. I don't even know how to say that. Excuse me. On a recent Snark Tank episode, the boys discussed MSG. To learn more, visit... I don't know what that is. e621.net. I don't know. I would recommend people not to look that up, whatever that is. I don't want to set my ass on fire. I just want to see a really big fart. Big meaty stinks. Andy, the man whose handies are S tier and dandy. Allison Brie is mine. Chris, stay back. I feel like since I watched Community before those guys, I feel like Allison Brie's mine, actually. I don't think you get to claim her retroactively, because I don't think they were watching as the show was debuting and stuff like that. I could be wrong, but I just feel like we had that discussion before. But I don't know. We'll all three of us will all fight to the death, and we'll figure it out from there. The ending of Fight Club, except for it's Sweeney at the top of a skyscraper drinking piss. I love that. I like how there's no allegory for capitalism or anything like that. It's just some fantasy fucking thriller of some crazy guy drinking piss. That was the entire point of Fight Club. Let's see. Heath Smoker, Chris's gay college experience. You're fucking gay as in homosexual. Cool. Tariq Nasheed's secret white gay lover. I bet that's real. The boy in the Striped Supreme. Homeless trans femme who comes. Hot. Sweeney sucks penis through his tooth gap. You guys are good at being gay. Eggplant emoji. It just says eggplant emoji. It's not an actual eggplant emoji. Lil Yoo-hoo gobbling fiberglass like cotton candy. Oh, wow. My queer spirit be gaping men's balloon knots like a child's tongue at a birthday party. Ah, that is insane. I was trying to see if that's Dracula flow in the thumbnail. It looks like it. One of my lecturers got cucked by the lead singer of Pixies. I would like to hear about that. SpongeBob Piss Pants, Mr. Pants, Chris Bitchanato, and Sween Blackman. How do y'all feel about the Into the Light and Final Shape? We'll have to discuss this when they're back. Baller of the First Sins, Bum Befudders, Gay Leroy Jenkins be like, I love men's dicks. Wait. I love men's dicks, or something like that. So fucking stupid. Jolly old dipshit. The monkey's paw curls and everyone unsubs from the Snark Tank Patreon, thus making the credits easier to read. There are none. That would really make me sad. Patrick hit him with that autistic flow. Reluctantly crouch, bout to blow a guy. Cum is pumping, he's humping in time. The distance. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sydney Sweeney's tits as two moons. That works for me. Ciphergraph. Medium penis haver. Palestinians be like, here they come. It's lots and lots of Jews in planes. That's so awful. Free Palestine. Driving headfirst into my TV after seeing Tifa in a bikini in Rebirth. All right. Hunter Dubois token with Rolkin Tolkien. Is that what that is? Cosmo Wanda, I wish for a glass of cubbies. I hope that's not Timmy Turner asking for that. Led Zeppelin's Whole Lot of Love. I'm gonna give you my cum. Not a whole lot of cum. That's pretty great. Thank you. See, look at these guys are actually putting some stuff before it. Unfortunately, I don't know very many Led Zeppelin songs. There's actually a lot of classic rock from that era that it all sounds the same to me. So there's a lot of it that my brain just skips over. So I know some of the classics of Led Zeppelin, obviously, but then there's a lot of them that I probably should know and I just don't. Lil's asparagus binging piss dealer, damn. Back to tank of piss. Caucasian container, the Cracker Barrel for gays. Donald Trump burping on Dom's clit. I really like that Gears of War thing that we were going on and doing, and how it kind of like meshed with that whole Homer burping on Marge's clit thing. We got to write some more movies, that's for sure. Let's see. Super Earth is just regular Earth without Israel. Jesus Christ. You guys argued for so long about putting salt in fucking... Didn't we though? I feel like I wasn't saying anything completely unreasonable. Like, okay, fine. Some people probably put salt in their rice to make it unclumpy. I was just feeling like you put a little bit of salt in something, it's gonna probably have a little bit of effect on the flavor. But I also feel like a lot of people, like I watch Hell's Kitchen, for example, and when you see those competitions, I know it's reality TV and a lot of it's fake, right? Probably most of it. But when they do those palate challenges, I feel like most people have terrible palates. And they can't tell what the fuck they're even tasting. Or they don't know any differences in all this stuff. And a lot of people would probably push back. But if you did test and try to blindfold people and have them taste things, they're probably going to fail just as much. And I feel like I'm probably not an exception, but I feel like I'm probably better than average because I'm very in tune with flavors. And I feel like people usually put too many fucking flavors in things because it changes the chemistry of how things taste. And then it's like the people want to stack so much shit together, and then all of a sudden you have a completely different thing than what you started off with, and it's like you can't even taste the main part of what it was. Like say if you're making a burger and then you put fucking 7 other layers on top of the burger, and I'm like, bro, you can barely taste the fucking pepper and the salt in the ground beef and the fucking butter on the bun. Like, it's masked by everything else. But people will be like, oh, this is fucking amazing. And I'm like, I'm not saying it's not great or anything, but it's just different. Rant over. Hip hop, you're gay. That's a very nice name. She pippin' on my pippa. I live in Orange County, New York. Now, fuck you. There's like an Orange County in every fucking state, man. Because I grew up in Orange County, California, and then I hear like Orange County, Florida, Orange County, New York, and I'm like, man, what is this? No one's original, man. I mean, I know fucking New York, how original, right? Just stealing shit. New Jersey, New Mexico. Fucking America's very inventive, I guess. Sweeney's showers and sneakers. I love that. We are rebranding the Snark tank as the Spank tank. I like that. That's pretty hot. Maybe slightly above average clit energy. All right, I like that. I'm all about the clit energy, so keep it up. Keep it up. I appreciate that. Just the hard R. Star Coffee. Never made it as a straight never made it as a straight man. Only made it as a gay man squealing. That's a good one. I think we should do that song. But it's almost kind of expected, though, to do Nickelback in gay. But let's see. That Suicide Squad game fucking ruined any hope of a Wonder Woman game. God, a Wonder Woman game would be awesome, though. Especially, dude, imagine if they made a Wonder Woman game like that was how the Zack Snyder movie was. Like a World War I Wonder Woman game. It couldn't fail. Because war games always do well. Same things with the movies. Now throw a fucking superhero in the mix. That's a cool ass game. I'm just saying. Maybe that's a little not as much imagination as somebody would want to use. Maybe somebody that wants a Wonder Woman game, they would want more than that. But I think something basic and grounded like that would be fucking awesome. Anyway, my son froze to death in the wastes of Ohio by going homeless to pay you fucks, and this is now his memorial. Rip John. Hey, rest in peace, John. I'm going to contact Diddy so we can do a tribute the way that he did to Biggie after he allegedly got Biggie killed. Let's see. Transfem Grinlin. Exposing people with a lactose intolerance of 90 million roentgens of ionizing radiation. Yush. Wormst. Craig the Canadian. The worst mini game to exist in a game is playing the piano. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I haven't done that yet. I actually haven't played Rebirth, Remake Rebirth. I don't know. I have this weird thing where I just want games to fall under $30 and then I'll buy them. And then some just won't because they just refuse, like on PC or whatever. They'll just never go under $30 and then I'll get to the point where I'm like, fine. It was like I was waiting for Cyberpunk to fall under $30 and it never did. 4 fucking years later, never fell under $30 unless you use the GOG launcher that you can get it and the DLC, the Phantom Liberty, for like $30-something, which is a great deal. But I was like, I don't want to use GOG, man. Fuck. Anyway, where was I? Let's see. It's your boy Shawnee D, friendly neighborhood sex offender, $1 million date rape. Jesus Christ. 3XO and the other Latinos gaining their superpowers after the April 8th eclipse. Nice. The homeless cat that Shane Dawson impregnated. Slurping, stroking, smoking, joking. Emoticon that's going like that. Drip MH, Lord of Homeless Drip. I Got My Mind Set on You by George Harrison. I got my ball sweat on you. See, I love that you guys are doing this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Zoo's Man Milk. There's a lot of songs that I don't know though, so I guess it doesn't even help anyway. Like I probably do know this, but just by reading it fast like this, I can't think of the melody right now. Okay, Obi, Won't You Blow Me? Jackson Vernon, Linus Tech Tips learning what the hard R means. Kremlin to Gremlin. The lunatic is in my ass. Brain damage. Okay, I'm gonna steal your bones. Fine, erectrify me. Erectrify my homo cock. Damn, I don't know what that is. Zoo by Denzel Furry. So stupid. Avi. Let Derek read the names, you tyrant. Here I am. I'm reading the names now. Unfortunately, it's in the circumstance of not the whole crew being here. So I apologize for that, but I'll if you guys want me to read the names more, let it be known in questions or comments or anything, and then we can always switch it up. Like, Chris doesn't have to do it all the time. I'm sure he actually would rather not do it all the time, too. Let's see. Imagine you coming home and Ethan Ralph is here. He says, "Thought you could talk shit, huh, darky?" Then comes on your doorknob. Jesus Christ. I gotta tell you, that is a great scenario for me, because then I feel like him coming on my doorknob would be kind of considered like assault, or he attempted to assault me. So then I get to bounce his head off the fucking concrete. And but somebody has to record it. There's no way I'm gonna fight this guy and just let it be like not recorded, because he has so many public scraps. The amount of times he's gotten beaten up publicly is fascinating, and I would love to contribute to that. God, man, I really do want to do a deep dive on this dude and really kind of show people that that haven't seen how amazing this fucking guy is. All right, Wait Slave 583, a sad guy from Michigan. Finally, I'd like some cum shots. Maybe one with the camera looking up at you from behind and looking at you from the ground, and one where you come on your belly. That's crazy. I don't know where that's from though. The Papini Bros presents Master Roshi Flow. We smoking dino caps and flying nimbuses, you stupid piece of shit. That's pretty good. I think somebody should do that, like a Roshi Flow. Oh, I know you guys just did, but I mean like a video. Somebody contact Joji or some shit. Donk Donkerson, Xavier Renegade Angel reference, whippity whippity whoa. What do you call these wind monkeys, windaboo wiggers? Okay, I caught this wick, and then it just cuts off. Installing a faulty Neuralink in Chris's head that plays Thunder on repeat. That's torture. You gotta pay the troll's toll to get in the boys' hole, man. Classic fucking It's Always Sunny. I've actually missed a couple of seasons. I gotta catch up. Gade 6. Alexander the Gaped. I guess that's actually historically accurate, you know? I saw some fucking chud assholes though, like trying to push back against that, but I'm like, bro, come on, why are you trying to claim that this dude's not fucking bisexual or he didn't like men or anything? It's ridiculous. All right, we're almost done. Buy a man, eat fish, he day, teach fish man to a lifetime. That's I like that. That's clever. Fuck Patreon for removing the search by month option. These cunts will do whatever it takes to make this site unusable. Hey man, your dick's out. Help, fuck. The dumbest lesbian. Shout out, you dumb lesbian. They're coming. Lots and lots of dicks and balls. Nice. Lots and lots of dicks and balls. I gotta remember that. I gotta maybe open the show with that. I went homeless paying Ian Miles Chong to swat the Chumba Casino guy. That's ridiculous. John Strickland. Shout out. I think I saw you on Twitter not too long ago or something. I miss the old Kanye. Goat of the throat Kanye. Poles in the hole Kanye. Dragon on dance floor Kanye. Fair enough. Merckx 1889. Came so hard, the rubber flew off, screaming like a Saturn missile. The first church of Keith David featuring a crowd of people gang riding on Chris's little slutty notebook. Second church of Keith David featuring being better than the first church of Keith David. Damn, got some competition. Pre-Roz, Blake 896. A half black, half Vietnamese person named Bish Ninga. That's fucking stupid. Lost my job at Kohl's because they caught me playing with the mannequin boobs. I wonder if that's true though. Like, J. Cole calling himself top 3 is crazy. Doja Cat had harder bars this year. Damn, dude. Yeah, I mean, J. Cole is obviously really good, but to me, he's never even seen like someone who's after the throne or something. And it proves it when he fucking had that slight milquetoast diss track on Kendrick and then immediately apologizes. I'm like, what the fuck even is this? Like, bro, no one fucking forced you to go in the studio, record it, get it mixed and mastered and released. What the fuck even, like, I don't even understand what that was. And I've seen a lot of people kind of giving him props for apologizing, but I'm like, how did you make it through all those steps? It's not like you just pulled out your cell phone and started talking shit and posted, and you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. I'm like, you methodically wrote something, went to the studio and recorded it and had people master it and put it out. That's fucking crazy. Whatever, though. I still like him, but it's just like, what a weirdo. Alaskan oilfield trash. Texas tater salad. Drake is the Big Bang Theory of rap. I actually agree. I don't like him as a rapper. I think he should just, as an R&B artist, honestly, I think the best stuff he's ever put out was just him singing. Like 100%. But, you can disagree. That's totally fine. That's just my opinion. Sue Hulk, shout out. Tickle My Ass Hairs, Nikki Ziggy, shout out. I want to test Chris Dyslexia. Oh, okay, we have to wait for him. I want to test Chris Dyslexia Ginger. So, yeah, we'll have him read that next time. My piss is thick like a gas station slushie and Lily chugs it. Facts. Live action 9/11. Wicked 909. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Nice. Badly Brave, Hugger Derek, Duck Cunt, The Vegan Necromancer, I got consent. All right, I don't know how you can get consent, but I guess maybe they wrote in their will to resurrect me, I guess. Etherean, Brogerian Hunter, Melphis 1, and finally rehabilitated and back in the saddle with 2 functioning hands. All right, and then lastly, as always, the King of Haphazard. I love that the King of Haphazard is always last. It's good shit. And with the GIF fucking avatar. Nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Next episode, Chris Raygun will be back. The boys will be back. And, if you want to get your name read on this, again, just go to Snark Tank. It's Patreon at patreon.com/Snark Tank. You can get the real producer level. And you can join the fun, but any level is cool, man. There's a lot of good perks. I would say $5 and up is really the sweet spot if you really want to enjoy all the stuff that the extra stuff that we do. But all right, guys, take care, and you're all hot as hell, and I wish I could sleep with every single one of you. If it were possible, I would, but you know how distance and time works.